Scotch whiskey maker Macallan has cracked open Spanish sherry casks from World War II to offer single malt Scotch collectors a rare opportunity to buy the oldest Macallan whiskey ever bottled. The amber liquid, with its 42.5% alcohol content and 1946 date, has been siphoned into a custom-made decanter by crystallier Lalique. Coming to New York off a world tour, the bottle will auction off at Sotheby's. The whiskey-filled decanter, created using the lost wax method, is garnering interest from parts of Asia, the US, and Sweden.
Certainly some very interesting offers. It's difficult for us to put an exact value, but if I tell you that the last Macallan we sold, the most expensive one, one collector paid another collector $54,000 for one bottle of a 60-year-old whiskey. This is actually a 1.5 litre decanter. It's 4 years older. And the other thing that we haven't, of course, factored in is the actual value of the decanter itself.
The money raised by the 64-year-old Scotch will go completely to Charity Water, a nonprofit delivering clean water to communities in developing countries. Like wine or art collections, rare whiskey batches enjoy a lucrative position on the auction block, both with Scotch sippers and investors alike. But the Macallan auction at Sotheby's is expected to break records.
We've definitely seen over the years, certainly Macallan performing very well, and also a handful of other of the premium single malts, the top single malts in Scotland, where prices have been not only very steady but have also grown. And I think there's a statistic we looked at that if you'd invested X amount of money in a single malt whiskey collection, 10, 15 years ago, it would have outperformed every major indices, index, stock exchange, stock market, around the world. It's a pretty fascinating position to be in. It brings some nerves with it because obviously you don't know, but we hope to raise, certainly $100,000 to $200,000, $300,000. And in fact, to date, we've also been auctioning off smaller samples of this in each market, and that program has already raised over $100,000.
So now I think you have to try this whiskey and maybe describe to us and describe to our viewers what this whiskey tastes.
Do I have to?
You have to.
Perfect. I like that. Okay, here goes. The taste profile, it's a very, very smooth, soft liquid. It's very refined. You get that smoky hint of peat, which for Macallan drinkers out there, you may not be aware of perhaps how much peat we used in the olden days. Perfect.